everyone, here is a cold start startup sequence on a Dodge Ram SRT-10. Put your key in, put your foot on the clutch, make sure you're in neutral, turn this, hold the button down. There you go. Rehearse the life. There you go. It may be an old school car, but it sure is fun. And I really enjoy it. I think anybody who buys this truck is not going to be disappointed. You know, if just know what you're getting into. You know, it's still an old school Dodge, but it's got some rattles. You know, it's not perfect. It's not a modern truck. Doesn't have Distronic cruise control, right? And all the gadgets and technology, but that is the reason why I love it. That is the reason why I would buy it, is because of that, right? It's because it is a naturally aspirated engine, right? It's because it doesn't have all the electronic, you know, gizmos and gadgets that are gonna keep you alive. It's just fun, you know, it's still functional, and it looks sexy as hell. I mean, this truck gets so much attention, so many looks. Every time you go to a gas station, I guarantee you one thing: the car guys of the world are going to be coming up to you saying, "Hey man, nice truck. Boy, I haven't seen one of those in years," etc., etc. It's happened every single time I filled up, and I'm actually heading to the gas station right now because after that little pull, I'm going to need some fuel. Hello everyone, my name is Adam Ferragalli and welcome to Driven Nashville. Honored to have you here. Thank you so much for coming and checking out our 2004 SRT-10 video. Now, if you're new to the channel, we produce almost weekly enthusiast-driven car content like this particular video. Now, this is one of my all-time favorite vehicles. This is a limited run that Dodge did on the original Ram 1500, and they essentially took the 8.3 liter Dodge Viper Gen 3 V10. Now this engine is why you buy this truck. I mean, not only does it look good, but this is really the main reason why you're going to be investing in this truck. This is a 525 foot-pounds of torque, 500 horsepower engine. And let me tell you, they just don't make them like they used to, right? This thing is no turbos, no superchargers. It is a gas guzzler, but it just has a feeling and a sound all to its own. And you know, if you're familiar with the Dodge Viper, it's very, very similar. I actually had a Gen 1 Dodge Viper for a while. Now this does have also the Hurst 6-speed manual transmission. So again, it's just a very unusual truck. It's extremely rare. This particular one only has 37,230 miles on it. Think about that. This is a 17-year-old truck, and it has 37,000 miles on it. That is not a lot of miles per year, guys. Now, it's had several owners, but I gotta say, it's in really, really good condition. I've had this truck now for a little over a week. It is currently in inventory and for sale. It's for sale for $39,900. I don't think you're gonna lose money. I think this is a really, really cool truck to bring to the shows, to you know, take to Home Depot every once in a while when you actually need to use it as a truck. In the end of the day, this is a truck, right? You have a very usable back. You have a very nice tonneau cover as well. This came with the truck. This was one of the harder options to actually get because they had supply chain issues back in the day. And this also has the red stickers, which are a factory option. And they have the stickers up front here as well, which you can actually see when you're driving the truck. Otherwise, it's basically a 1500. I mean, they got the 22-inch wheels on it. They have the SRT-10 logo here on the sides. They did restyle the front as well. They kind of redid this. They lowered it a little bit. As you can see here, when you shut this, you have this restyled Ram Air hood as well. It just looks so good. It's one of my all-time favorite vehicles from a looks point of view, especially in the truck category. I mean, tell me that hasn't aged better than almost any vehicle out there. Seriously. I've been driving this around a few times, and I'm telling you, this gets a lot of attention on the road. This really pulls in the enthusiast crowd, and overall, I think just people really appreciate it, just because it's just something you don't see very often. Now, you could have gotten a sunroof in this particular truck. This one doesn't have that. This, of course, is the single cab. They did make a quad cab here. Now, the reason why you're going to buy this car is this is more of the hot rod version of this truck, right? With the horsepower, this goes to 60 miles an hour in just under 5 seconds. So it's a 4.9, 0 to 60. Runs a quarter mile in a little over 13 seconds at about 106 miles an hour. So overall, you know, it's just a fun truck, you know, to throw one passenger in and to enjoy the heck out of it. Now, when you hop into the vehicle, you can see here you have these white gauges. You also have your oil temp right here. And you know, it's just a really cool place to spend time. You know, it's like a blast from the past, right? You know, everything is a button. You know, it's got the six disc CD changer. It's got the Infinity sound system in it. That is, I believe, a 10-inch subwoofer. And then there are 7 Infinity speakers throughout the vehicle, which is, again, that was one of the upgrades. You know, up here you have the old style here, where, you know, it'll essentially tell you how you know, the temperature outside. And here, I'll go ahead and turn it on so you can see what I mean. It tells you temperature and what direction you're going in. You know, I just love it. You know, here you have a lot of different storage options as well. And then, of course, if you want to have a third passenger, you can go ahead and flip this up. So just really cool truck. I really like it. I think that it's aged so well. You know, you have your rear window here as well. You know, it's got nice attention to detail. You got some leather stitching here. You have like the suede Alcantara in the center here. Well, overall, it is what it is. You know, there's not a lot of frills in here. It's just fun to drive. And we are going to take you on a point of view drive here so you can hear it and experience the truck. Do this. They did keep the Dodge Viper start right there, which is kind of neat. In order to pull the brake, pull that right there. Otherwise, it's your traditional Dodge Ram. Now, I got to say, the clutch is very easy to modulate. Like, you would think that because it's a big engine and 6-speed manual, you know, and it's pretty heavy, this vehicle weighs over 5,000 pounds, it might be challenging to drive. Let's be honest with you, this is not the easiest truck in the world to drive. I mean, it is still a 6-speed manual, but if you're a decent driver, you'll find the transmission to be very, you know, enjoyable, frankly. I've really enjoyed driving the truck around. It's just old school, and they put the windows up here, and it's just fun. It's a blast from the past, you know. It's got a lot of torque, so you can smoke the tires, especially if you want to dump the clutch. Now, because this truck isn't necessarily ours, we're going to take it somewhat easy, but I am going to let you know, how this truck performs. I gotta say, the clutch and clutch life on this particular truck, it feels very good. It's got excellent engagement. It's got good weighting to it. You know, overall, I mean, the way this particular vehicle drives is absolutely fantastic. Really enjoy it. I think anybody who buys this truck is not going to be disappointed in the way it feels and the sound of it and just the old school visceral, FU nature of it. In a lot of ways, you just can't beat it. It's just so unique and different than everything else out there. Name a vehicle or two, other than the Dodge Viper, of course, that has an 8.3 liter V10. I mean, come on, that is so unusual. No doubt about it. I personally cannot think of one vehicle that, first of all, especially in the last 10 years, has been produced with anything near 8.2 liters or 8.3 liters. I mean, listen to that. Woo-hoo-hoo! I tell you guys, it's fun. And on a beautiful day like today, when we're in, I think we're in November now, November 12th, I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. all the fall colors here. You know, you're going to enjoy this truck. You are, you know, it's just fun. Oh, I tell you what, that V10, there's nothing quite like the sound of a V10. You know, it just has its own unique place in history. There's not a lot of vehicles with V10s. You know, you're talking about a select few BMWs, you know, a select few Lamborghinis. You know, a select few vehicles, frankly, have V10s, and this just happens to be one of them, you know. But that's what makes this thing so desirable, what makes it so cool, collectible, etc. You know, you're getting an engine that just never will be produced again, and frankly, for good reason. I mean, you know, the fact that this thing consumes, you know, 8 to 10 miles a gallon, you know, I mean, that's terrible, right? And it runs on premium, so, you know, it is that. In fact, you can see here, I've got less than a quarter of a tank of fuel, so I'm actually going to stop here at this Gulf station. You know, it's pretty confidence-inspiring in turns to an extent, right? You know, because the steering feels a little bit light. You know, it's not ideal, I'll be honest with you. I wish that, you know, I wish that it had a little bit of a tighter steering. It does feel like the Dodge Viper did, where you get all the power and horsepower and torque in the world, but the brakes and the suspension just never really felt like they kept up with it. That was always my deal with that. But overall, it's still a lot of fun to drive and throw through some turns. And just listen to that V10 run out, you know, and try to catch the vehicle as it kind of, you know, scoots around on the road with the bumps. I mean, the engine runs fantastic. It only has 37,000 miles on it, so it's pretty much still, I mean, it's more than broken in, obviously, but it's not high miles. You know, when you do get it above, you know, 5,000, 4,000 RPMs, you can feel the back end kick out a little bit, especially on a cold day like today. It's just fun, you know, what can I say? I mean, the torque and horsepower curve, I mean, essentially you guys have almost 90% of the torque from about 1,500 RPMs onward. So you have max torque pretty much anywhere, and the horsepower actually tops out at 5,000 RPMs. And the way that they've engineered, I mean, this has a Tremec T-56 transmission. The way they've engineered the overall gearing, you know, the engine does take a while to run out, as you can see. So you actually get a pretty nice, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 RPM progression. You know, it doesn't get there super quick. So it just makes it fun to run out, fun to, you know, roll through the gears with 90% of the torque and max horsepower, you know, at 5,000 RPMs. I mean, I'm in fourth gear right now, you know, and I haven't gotten out of fourth gear on this entire drive, and there's really no reason to. Fifth and sixth gear are definitely more overdrive gears. You know, I have been in fifth gear many times since I've owned the car. Sixth gear is literally highway only. It's so enjoyable. I'll be honest with you, I just really, really like this vehicle. It's fun. It's so old school. I mean, right there is 90 miles an hour. I mean, it is not a slow vehicle, guys. It is not a slow vehicle at all. It is still a visceral, badass truck. You know, it's so fun. I'm really excited. I got to share this vehicle with you all, and it's just never going to be repeated in history. I mean, now they're doing the TRXs, and they're coming out with all these, you know, souped up Fords and Shelbys and whatnot. And I mean, don't get me wrong, that's cool, but they have turbochargers, they have superchargers. You know, I don't think there's a single vehicle out there that has, you know, this type of looks and performance and anywhere near the price range. You know, the new Shelbys are over $100,000, right? The TRX is going anywhere between 85 and 110, depending on the spec. They're over MSRP, right? So good luck trying to get one of those without overpaying. And where you're going to get this kind of looks, you know, this kind of performance, this kind of fun factor for 40 grand. And yeah, it's still a truck that you can actually use and enjoy, right? Where is the downside? I mean, you know, I'm telling you, like this to me just feels like a great store of value. You know, just such a unique unique thing, you know, and it's just fun to do one run out here. Let me see if I can give myself some space here, because this car does pick up pretty. All right, here's a little run out for you guys coming on the highway here. There you go. I want to thank you all for coming and checking out my channel. Sincerely appreciate it. I've always been a car guy, and I love producing the videos. They take a lot of time and effort to, you know, obviously source the vehicles and come out here and shoot and edit. Usually a standard video takes between 10 and 15 hours to produce. So I just hope you enjoy the content. Please like, comment. If you're interested in the vehicle, feel free to message me and I'll connect you with one of our sales reps, and they'll be happy to help you with financing, help you take a vehicle on trade if need be. Overall, I love this truck. I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's actually been difficult for me to resell it. I actually have thought about keeping it myself because it's just cool. If I had a spot in the garage for this thing, I would keep it 110%, because in the end of the day, it's practical. You have a truck, right? You can actually use the darn thing. So it has some utility. Now this particular one will not allow you to tow anything. However, if you do get the quad cab, you can tow up to 7,500 pounds. However, I'm fairly sure there's a company that's come out with a mod that you can probably put on this thing. So if you did want to tow your race car to the track, this would be one hell of a fun vehicle to do it with. The only really negative of the vehicle is frankly the fact that it's just a gas guzzler. You know, like I said in the point of view drive, you're gonna get less than 10 miles a gallon. So it's just, you can put 20 gallons in this thing and you're gonna get about less than a week. So this is not a daily driver by any sense. This is the kind of vehicle that you take out when you're in the mood, you know, and you wanna have something that's fun and cool, really fun to take to the car shows, etc. So anyway, I hope you guys liked it. I just enjoyed the hell sharing this truck with you. I think this is just such a fun time capsule, such a cool vehicle. Please share this with any friends or family that you think might find the content interesting. Thank you so much for your support of the channel. We're currently around 3,500 subscribers. My goal is 10,000 here in the next 12 months. I need your help to get there, and I just sincerely appreciate the support along the way. This is still a passion project, but it's one of my all-time favorite things to do. So thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Adam, and we will catch you on the next review.